Israel Maya for the Painless Childbirth Course. Now, as I've been saying for years, stress can literally ruin your birthing experience. Today, I want to talk about two different things concerning stress. Number one, how it affects your body, and number two, how it affects your brain with the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, if you don't know who Joe Dispenza is, he's all over the internet. He has his own program on Gaia. He is all over YouTube, and he talks about his experience, his real first experience of when he was doing a triathlon, and he had a really bad and pretty tragic biking accident where some of the vertebrae of his spine was compressed from a vehicle having hit him. They took him to the hospital. The surgeons told him he's got to have this operation and probably won't be able to walk for the rest of his life. But he didn't accept any of this. He says, you know what? I'm not going to do the operation. I'm going to use the intelligence that I have in my mind and what was put inside of me. My body has the natural ability to heal. He used his mind. He did meditation. And in 9 weeks, just 9 weeks, he was able to get back on his feet and to get back to his normal activity. And that's quite amazing. Of course, the story is much lengthier than what I'm telling it, but you can look up Joe Dispenza's work. I'm going to leave a link to some of his videos, and YouTube will give you some additional suggestions. Now, what happens on a physical level when you have too much stress, and what happens on the brain level when you have too much stress? Here's what happens on the physical level. As you already know, the body contracts, the body brings itself in, it tries to go into the fight or flight mode, and what happens? It tenses everything up in the body. When a woman is going to give birth, what is the best way that she can give birth? Her uterine muscles, if they're contracted or if they're relaxed. Now, the body obviously goes through its own contraction because that's a natural process of the body pushing the baby through the uterine walls and the uterine muscles. But if they're too contracted, if there's too much stress, then what happens? There's a lot of resistance and the baby just can't get through. Not only that, on the brain level, if there's too much activity, Joe Dispenza tells us that and he has actual tests that prove this, if there's too much activity in the brain becomes overloaded, and the signals that your brain and your body are supposed to relay to each other are not happening properly. So what it does is that it slows down the birthing process, and when you slow down the birthing process and you're pushing against a lot of those tense muscles, what's it doing? It's causing a lot more discomfort. So in the Painless Childbirth Course, I teach you how to relax your mind before your body. Do you know why? Because mental relaxation automatically gives you physical relaxation, but it's not always the opposite. Think about it. When you go to bed at nighttime and you lie down and you're ready to go to sleep, what happens with your mind? It's still thinking. You're thinking about what you did today, you're thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow, and the mind just doesn't shut up. But when you focus on your mind, and I teach you this in the Painless Childbirth Course, when you focus on your mind and relax it, it relaxes the body automatically. Not only that, but it also brings down the brain activity. The level of activity in the brain comes down, and guess what happens to the messages from the brain to the body? They're a lot more effective because the messages don't get stuck in your brain. They're actually able to go back and forth from the brain to the body, and the birth is much, much better. Not only on a physical level, but again, on a brain level as well. I'm going to suggest that you go onto my website, israelmaya.com or painlessbirth.com, and you look more into the Painless Childbirth Course. I want to thank you so much for watching this video and for staying with me, and I'll see you the next time.